so this is your learning outcome at the end of this chapter. Alright, students should be able to, you have to know how to explain the elasticity of demand and supply and explain 3 types of elasticity of demand. In this chapter, we have 2 parts, elasticity of demand and elasticity of supply. Alright, so this is elasticity of demand. Okay, sometimes we can use the symbol of E. ED, EY, EXY is referred to the cross elasticity of demand. So ED is a PED or price elasticity of demand. EY is a income elasticity and EXY is a cross elasticity of demand. You can use CED or you can use that symbol. Alright, the symbols of appear in the slide. So you have to know what is the definition, what is the measurement and interpretation. They have calculation there. And the degree of elasticity, right, there is a diagram there. And what is the determinants of the price elasticity of demand and price elasticity of supply. Alright, price elasticity of demand. Okay, this is the definition. Price elasticity of demand is measure the percentage change in quantity demand caused by a percent change in price. It means that if there is a change in price, so how much your quantity demand for that good and services would change. That is a price elasticity of demand. It's a elasticity in the simple word, it's a how sensitive you are. Okay. Alright, so this is the formula, change in Q and change in price. Okay, new Q, I will draw the piece of paper in the WhatsApp discussion. New quantity you can use Q1. Okay, the original quantity you can use QO. And the original price is a PO and the new price is a P1. Okay. So this one, Q1 minus QO divided by QO times 100. Okay. Wait, Right, so this is example. Let's say Ben will buy 10 watermelon. Okay. Yeah, buy 10 watermelons. If the price is 2 ringgit each. Okay, this is original price, PO. If the price increase to 2 ringgit 50 cents, so this is a P1. So Ben will only buy 6 watermelon. How price effect? Okay, the people to buy, they can reduce because of, as we know before this, the relation between demand and quantity is what? It's a negative relationship. If your price increase, automatically your quantity demand for that goods and services will decrease. So this is how to calculate the price elasticity of demand. Okay, as stated in the slide. So we can see that if the price, okay, is a negative 1.6, okay, it means that if the price of watermelon increased by 1%, the quantity demand will reduce by 1.6%. This is measurement and interpretation. Okay, if your PED is less than 0, right? So it's inelastic. If a perfectly inelastic, it's equal to 0. If your ED is less than 1, it's more than 0, it's inelastic. If you got 1, it's a unitary elastic, and it's more than 1, it's elastic, and perfectly elastic is unitary. Infinity, sorry. This is the degree of elasticity of demand. Perfectly inelastic means any change in price will not affect the quantity demand. The price change, but the demand for goods and services still in fall. Okay. Example, insulin for diabetic person. Every diabetic patient will want the insulin regardless of the prices. Okay, this is unitary elastic. Unitary elastic is when there is an equally proportional change in demand following a change in price. There's nothing happen. Example, normal good. Okay. This is what we call elastic. Elastic, it means that you are very sensitive to the price change. Even the price decrease in the small effect, but increase in the small effect, but your quantity demand will decrease in the bigger percentage fall in demand because you are too sensitive. So this is the diagram for elastic demand. The curve will be flatter. Okay. The luxury goods, this is example, luxury goods or good which has many substitutes. It means that if the price of this product increase, you can change or you can substitute to other product if the price increase. Example, if the price of Porsche increase, demand will fall more and demand proof be elastic. Perfectly elastic. Okay, this is perfectly elastic. Alright, the price will affect the quantity demand and the degree is infinity. So example, farmers selling corn in the competitive marketplace. No farmer can sell for more than the going price. So since buyer can easily buy from their competitor, on the other hand, no farmer are going to sell for less, since they can sell all that they have for the going rates. Okay, alright. So this is perfectly elastic. For your information, the important things that we always asking you, okay, before this in the final exam. Now you are not have any final exam, okay, but they are focused on elastic in elastic. Alright, so this is very important. Determinants of price elasticity of demand. So we have necessity, availability of close substitute, okay, time horizon, size of purchase from income, and the uses of that goods. Okay, so what is a necessity? The more necessary a good is, the more necessary a good is to you, so the lower the elasticity. So people not sensitive to the price, because as people will attempt to buy it no matter the price. So this is the graph, luxury goods and necessity goods. Okay. So for luxury good, it's more elastic. Necessity goods is in availability of close substitute. Okay. Alright. So you have to compare if there is a many substitute and there is a few substitute. So if there is close substitute, buyer will move away from more expensive item and demand will be elastic. Okay, example, this is many substitute available. You see, the demand was elastic curve, but if there is a few substitute available, so this is so difficult and they cannot buy other product if the price was increased. So this is what we call inelastic demand curve. Time horizon. The longer the time available, the easier to find substitute and the more elastic the demand. Okay, example, we compare 3 weeks and 3 days. If you can get the substitute of the product in within 3 weeks compared to you need 3 days to find the product. So if you see 3 weeks, your demand curve will be elastic. But if you take 3 days to find the substitute of the product, so it will be inelastic. Number 4, relative size of the purchase from the income. Portion. Okay, large portion or small portion from your income. So okay, because consumer are not worried about the extra expenditure. Okay, alright, so if you put large portion from your income, your demand curve will be elastic, and if you put small portion from your income, the demand curve will be inelastic. Alright, number 5, uses of that good. If the goods have various functions, the demand will be inelastic. Okay, if the product is limited of functions, it's a limited editions, so the product can produce the demand curve more elastic compared to the goods have various function or multi-function. The product could be inelastic. Alright, next. This is income elasticity of demand, or sometimes they use EY. Y in economy is a symbol for income. So what is the definitions of income elasticity of demand? Income elasticity of demand is a measure the percentage change in quantity demand causes by a percentage change in income. Alright, so what happened to your demand if there is a change in your income, whether it's increase or decrease? Okay, right, so this is the formula. So you have to use 1 for a new one, you have to use O for the original one. Alright, so this is example. At income level of 2000, demand of Ame towards burger is 15 burger. Okay, so it's mean that income level 2000, okay, Ame demand on that burger is 15 burger, but now his income increased to 4000. What happened? Ame demand burger 25 pieces. So we can see that. Alright, so there's a calculation there. We got 0.667. What is mean? So we can see that if income of Ame increased by 1%, quantity demand will increase by 0.667%. This is how to explain. Measurement and interpretation. Okay, we have zero income elasticity, we have inelastic income elasticity, we have elastic income elasticity, we have negative income elasticity. Make sure that you understand, because of price elasticity of demand, income elasticity of demand, and cross elasticity of demand, they have different types of elasticity. So this one is for income elasticity. If you got EY equal to 0, so what happened? Any changes in your income will not affect the quantity of demand for that product. So example, necessity goods. Inelastic income elasticity. Okay, if your EY is less than 1, it's more than 0. It shows that an increase in income causes a smaller change increase in demand. So example, normal goods. What about elastic? An increase in income causes a bigger change, percentage increase in demand. If your EY is more than 1, what happened? Example is luxury goods. So actually EY, why we calculate to determine the types of good, whether it's luxury goods, necessities good, or normal goods. Okay, this means that increase in income caused a decrease in demand. Example, if you got the negative less than 0, it's an inferior goods. It means that your product was inferior. Okay, next we have PED, we have IED. Now we're going to cross elasticity of demand. Okay, EXY. Sorry, make corrections there. Right, so it's a cross elasticity of demand. What is the definition? The percentage change in quantity demand of a particular goods causes by a percent change in the price of another good. Okay. EXY, not EY. Okay, so see the example when the price of McDonald's burger increased from 2 ringgit to 2.50. So 2 ringgit is a PO, 2 ringgit 50 is a P1. The quantity demand for KFC burger, because McDonald's and KFC is a substitute product. Okay, so will increase from 12 to 20 pieces. Why? Because of the McDonald's burger was increased the price. Okay, the price of McDonald's burger increased, so automatically we substitute to KFC. And what happened? The demand for KFC burger increased from 12 to 20 pieces. Even it's not happened. Okay, so we can see that. Okay, so this is a calculation. Alright, you calculate and then you got 2.668. So we can see that you have to explain what the meaning of 2.668. Okay, if the price of burger McDonald's increased by 1%, so quantity demand for burger KFC will increase by 2.668%. Okay, and positive, an increase in the price of particular good causes an increase in the quantity demand for another good. Example, if you get EXY is more than 0, is a substitute. Okay, but negative, actually an increase in the price of a particular good causes a decrease in the quantity demand of another good. Alright, so it's a complementary good if you get less than 0. Example, coffee and milk. Okay, what is a supply? Definition, determinants of elasticity and measurement. ED is elasticity of demand. ES is elasticity of supply. So what is the elasticity of supply? Elasticity of supply is a price elasticity of demand supply. Measure the percentage change in quantity supply causes by a percentage change in price. But you have to remember, PES, only PES. There is no CES, there is no IES. But for demand, there is a IED and CED. Right? So this is a calculation. Okay, example. So we have Company XYZ supply 20 units of cups. Now you are supplier because it's referred to the supply. When the price are 2, but when the price of cup increase to 4, now your cost of production increase, not the price of product increase. The company increase supply to 30 units. Why? Because of the relation between quantity demand and price is positive. If your price increase, price of supply increase, your quantity of supply also increase. So this is a calculation. You got 0.5. So what we can say that if the price of cup increase by 1%, quantity supply will increase by 0.5%. Even if it's a 0.5%, still increase. Alright, so this is a measurement interpretation. Perfectly elastic, inelastic, unitary elastic, elastic, perfectly elastic. Okay, perfectly inelastic. Perfectly, the word perfectly, okay, we'll get the degree of supply is equal to 0. So example, Mona Lisa portrait. Any change in price will not affect the quantity supply. Okay, alright, so this is a curve. Inelastic. The curve will be steeper. Example, agriculture goods. An increase in the price causes a smaller change in increase in the supply. Unitary elastic. Unitary elastic is when there is an equally proportional change in supply, or I can say that there is no change following a change in price. It's equal to 1. Example, normal goods. So this is the curve. What about elastic? An increase in the price causes a bigger change or bigger percentage increase in supply. So that is a formula. If you got more than 1, the curve will be flatter. Example, manufactured goods. So this is the diagram. The curve will be flatter. What about the perfectly inelastic? Perfectly elastic and perfectly inelastic. Perfectly elastic could be infinity. The price will not affect as the quantity supply change. Example, price control. Okay, as we learned before, price control, the supplier, the consumer cannot do anything, or we cannot change the price because it's a government control. It's a fix by the government. Alright, so this is one other important. It's the determinants of price elasticity of supply. What the meaning of determinant? Determinant means what is a factor that influence price elasticity of supply to change, number of producer, the existence of spare capacity, ease of storing stocks, lack of production periods, and the factors mobility. Okay, the number of producer. Okay, the first point is the numbers of producer. The more producer they are, the easier it should be for the industry to increase the output in response to a price increase. Surplus will thus be more elastic. So we try to compare if you have large number of producers in the market and versus small numbers of producers. So if you see the graph for large number of producers, it could be elastic. Compared to small number of producers, it could be inelastic. Okay, the second point is the existence of spare capacity. What is a capacity? Okay, capacity is a limit. Okay, the limit, how much you can produce, the maximum you can produce. Okay, the more capacity there is in the industry, the easier it should be to increase output if the price goes up. This means that if your capacity was limit, okay, the price will go up very easily. And then this makes supply more elastic. So this is a large capacity versus small capacity. So if you have large capacity, it could be elastic. Okay, if you have small capacity, it's inelastic. Ease of storing stocks. If it is easy to stock goods, okay, then if the price rises, the firm can sell these stocks, and so supply is more elastic. In the case of goods such as fresh product, you know, it may not be easy to store them, and sometimes you have to make a compare non-perish product, okay, between perishable product. Some product is easy to store, but some products you have to seal on that time. Okay, so non-perish is elastic, but perishable product is very inelastic. Okay, length of production periods. Okay, all right, make a correction here. One shorter, one longer. The quicker a good is to produce, the easier it will be to respond to a change in price. Supply in manufacturing is usually more price elastic than agriculture. Okay, shorter time is more elastic. Longer time, it can be elastic, inelastic. Okay, so this is longer time. Factor mobility, this is the last point. The easier it is for resources to move. Mobile is how this product is easier to move from one place to another place, or one industry to another industry. So the easier it's for resources to move in the industry, the more elastic supply will be. Alright, so we have high mobile resources, and another one is not mobile. Okay, so elastic for high mobile, inelastic for not mobile or specialized resources. At the end, right, see you on the WhatsApp discussions. If you have Q&A, you can ask me there. Alright, thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.